Good morning to you. In business news at this hour, we focus on the JSE. That's as it reaches a huge milestone marking 135 years of existence. Now, since its launch in 1887, the local market is the largest stock exchange on the African continent. But this journey hasn't been without challenges, and with the recent one being the delisting of a number of companies. Director for Marketing and Corporate Affairs at the JSE, Vuyo speaks to us now. Thank you so much once again for your time, Vuyo. It is a momentous occasion, 135 years. Talk to us about the current legacy of the JSE.
Thank you very much, Tumisang, and good morning, viewers. It absolutely has been quite a journey, as you've mentioned earlier on. The JSE was established in 1887, which was exactly 1 year after the gold rush was discovered in Johannesburg. So I would say we have walked the history with the city of Johannesburg. And the establishment of the JSE happened in a mining tent, actually, and it was really about raising capital. And from that perspective, we do believe that we have played quite a significant role in transforming Johannesburg and the country from a mainly based agriculture-based country to one that is a mining superpower. So lots of time has elapsed, and I do think from strength to strength we have grown. We have embraced technology as an organization, having established the Sense and Wire. But also we've become a multi-asset organization providing different types of products and services. So yes, absolutely, to be sung, quite a significant milestone for us, and we look forward to what the future offers.
And how things have changed since, the outcomes of that gold rush, particularly looking at how diversification has taken place on the JSE. One of the biggest concerns of late is the delisting of companies and criticism leveled against the JSE for not making space or enough space for a retail customer. What's to be said about developmental issues on that side?
I think as a starting base, the South African capital market is really an institutional market, but we do definitely embrace the opportunities that come with the retail trends, where you're seeing more of an emergence of the retail investor. What is important to know is that our markets are quite liquid, and we offer quite a variety of offerings, multiple assets, as I said earlier on, from bonds, equities, but also we've got exchange-traded funds. So there is a lot to offer for our retail customers. Also, we've got a good quality of issuers in that space. I think what becomes important at this juncture is the element of financial education. And one of the things that we are doing as an exchange is increasing exposure on the workings of financial instruments and the working of the stock exchange, sort of demystifying the stock exchange, because what most people tend to think is that this is a space for wealthy people, whereas, you do have stocks that are available at very reasonable prices that a person could invest in, even if they invest 100 Rand a month. So absolutely, we are looking more and more at how we can open up the markets to more investors and individuals, so that they consider it as part of the portfolio.
There are new proposed listing regulations as well as requirements that have been put forward by the JSE. I'm interested in that fact-finding mission too, as to whether the JSE has looked deeper into the number of delistings that we've been seeing over the past 2 years, and what's to be done about maintaining a high level of listed companies on the JSE.
I think it's important to recognize that there are multiple factors that drive the number of delistings and listings on a stock exchange, to Misang, such as the macro environment and investor sentiment. And we are operating in an environment that locally and both globally is challenged and complex, and frankly is less than ideal for IPOs and listings. Also, we have seen a number of delistings driven by corporate actions, so consolidation, but also lower liquidity in the small capital market. So what we've seen is that it's really the smaller caps where they're not seeing as much liquidity as they would like delisting. So it's quite important to understand those two areas. One is, what can we actually do to control this? I guess from our side is really looking at things like our listing requirements, as you mentioned earlier on. And we've recently introduced amendments to our listing requirements, and the aim is to improve the competitiveness of the JSE, but also make it more efficient and attractive for issuers and investors. And we'll continue reviewing our listing requirements to ensure it is fit for purpose. And on the other hand, we need to look at how we can drive the investment in small capitalization market markers. So we are doing a lot of work exposing the different organizations that sit in the small capital market cluster. And then the rest, I suppose, it goes with the cycle. So we'll need to see what happens in the economy and hope that we do see the turn that attracts a high number of listings.
What has also changed about the global economy is the value asset that comes with entities that have an ESG focus, of course, fitting in line with the global agenda when it comes to low carbon emissions as well as climate change. And we spoke about this a few weeks ago when we were discussing the JSE going along with the government delegation to the US seeking investment. What's to be said about that agenda going forward and the space that is available to create longevity in terms of a pivot on what the JSE offers to listed companies?
Definitely on top of the agenda. We were the first stock exchange to have a sustainable index that measures indicators linked to environment, social, and governance matters. That's soon became the JSE Sustainability, FTSE Sustainability Index, which is used to evaluate over 8,000 companies globally. We recently launched sustainability and transition bonds and also social bonds that are linked to ESG factors. So we do believe that this is a big segment that has many opportunities. From a JSE perspective, we have seen growth almost double from year to year since the introduction 2 years ago. And we do believe that there is more that can be offered in that space, particularly as we look at the transition of organizations to clean energy. And I think the conversations out of COP27 really highlight the importance of being present to provide capital raising assistance in that space, because that is really critical to the future of the economy.
Thank you, as always, for your time and insights. Vuyo Lee is with the JSE talking to us about the local market, marking 135 years of existence. In global market